Hey there, I'm Colin and welcome back to another episode of Colin's Court. Today we're starting a new series called Rules versus Reality, where I want to arm you with the knowledge of what the rules are and how they should be followed, and what to do when you encounter the harsh reality of those that don't follow them. Let's get it. I played my first tournament when I was just 10 years old in Houston, Texas, and it only took one match for me to learn that players will cheat. I played competitively for 15 years, starting in the entry junior level tournaments, and I've worked my way all the way up to Division I tennis. Along the way, I've experienced players, coaches, parents, and even tournament directors who ignore the rules to gain an advantage. I've learned that there are three types of players. The first, those that know the rules and strive to follow them. The second, those that don't know the rules, so they break them genuinely not knowing that they're breaking them. Third, those that know the rules and break them when they need an advantage. The cheaters.
Hi.
Now, in order to combat those that cheat, we first need to know what the rules are. When players continue to cheat, it's usually because the other player does nothing about it when they do, and a lot of the times it's due to the fact that they aren't sure what the rule is. That's why I'm starting this series, to teach players the rules and how to stand up for yourself on the court. And what better place to start than the most notorious broken rule, the line call. We've all been there. The match is close. It's been a long rally. You hit a ball that looks to be a winner and...
Out.
No. No way that ball was out.
Dude, it was out.
It was inside the line.
No, it wasn't.
There isn't a single player out there that hasn't had this exact same conversation with an opponent. All right, so what's the rule? According to the USTA Handbook, Rules and Regulations, a ball touching any part of the line is good. A ball that is 99% out is still 100% good. A player shall not call a ball out unless the player clearly sees space between where the ball hits and the line. So, this is in, and this, you guessed it, it's in.
Well, how am I supposed to see the ball hitting a fraction of the line?
Well, there's a rule for that too. A player should always give the opponent the benefit of any doubt. Keyword, or I should say words, any doubt. A player in attempting to be scrupulously honest on calls frequently will keep balls in play that might have otherwise been out. Here's my favorite part. Even so, the game is much better played this way.
Maybe, but that ain't reality.
I don't know if I've ever played a tournament where I didn't come across at least one player that made terrible line calls. I'm sorry, but if you're wanting to play this sport competitively, it is inevitable. So what do I do when they make a bad line call? On their first bad call, give them the benefit of the doubt. Let it go. Look, no one is perfect. May he who is without sin cast the first stone. Perhaps they genuinely saw it out, and it was an honest mistake. It happens. Along with giving them the benefit of the doubt, don't hit the ball so close to the line. I know it's not the rule, but for your own sanity, you need to assume that if a ball hits the line, it's gonna be called out. The last thing a tennis player needs is help going off the deep end mentally during a match, and getting frustrated over a bad line call is an easy way to lose it. You have control over where you hit the ball, so give yourself plenty of margin and keep it away from the lines. Now let's say you've done those two things, but they make a second blatantly bad call. Your first option is to go retrieve an umpire. Here's the rule on that. While normally a player may not leave the playing area, the player may contact an official for assistance. Reason for contacting official include stalling, flagrant foot faults, extreme grunting, medical or bleeding timeout, scoring disputes, or a pattern of bad calls. It is important to note this last part. A player may refuse to play until an official responds. So if you go get an official, do not play another point until they get to your court. Otherwise, what's the point of going and getting them? Now here's my personal choice on what to do, because most of the times there's no one to help. Especially if you were playing a USTA league match, there are no officials. So, As soon as that second bad call is made, walk up to the net and ask them, is this how you want to play?
What are you talking about? The ball was out.
Okay, so that's how we're going to play.
Whatever. I'm not cheating.
From my experience, this is enough of a confrontation to stop a player from making a bad call. As soon as I stood up to them and let them know that it's going to be a two-way street of bad calls moving forward, they stopped. Unfortunately, that method isn't always 100%, and I've had to take a final step after their third and final bad call. Now, before I go any further, I want to be very clear. I do not condone cheating. But there have been times when having an official on court doesn't even help because they lack a backbone to overrule a player. They would rather not get involved in any dispute and simply say, I didn't see it. This is a true story. I've had an umpire who was standing at the net post have a ball land directly in front of his face, and when I asked him about the call, he looks me dead in the eyes and says,
I didn't see it.
Absolutely useless. So after the third and final strike, the next ball that landed anywhere near the line, I called it out.
What? Are you kidding me? You're deliberately cheating.
What? I saw it out. This isn't for the faint of heart who don't like confrontation. But honestly, if not even an official is going to back you up, what choice do you have? Your only other option is to just let your opponent cheat. And I've been in matches where I just let them cheat their little hearts out, and it didn't matter because I was crushing them. But in close matches, I was taught to stand up for myself and not let someone walk all over me. I want to encourage you to do the same. You'll be nervous the first time you stand up to somebody, but I promise you'll be happy you did. Plus, if you develop a reputation of standing up to those who make tight calls, players will likely not make them against you in the future. Trust me, because if you don't, they certainly will.
We will.
I hope this was helpful, and in the videos to come, we will go over more rules and I'll share more experiences from the matches I've played. So be sure to hit the subscribe button down below so you don't miss out. And if you liked the video, smash that like button. And if you have any questions, comments, or observations, please leave them down below. I'll be happy to read them. Thank you again so much for taking the time to watch. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.